Yo, what's up, guys? Welcome to Geek, Dunn, Ryte, the show where I talk about whatever it is I feel like. I'm Chris. Thanks for coming to geek out with me. Many of y'all might know what this is. Some of you may not. This is definitely going way back. Yeah, I mean, I know I got the dust all over it. Yes, this is the original Nintendo console. This is what some people call the Nintendo Classic, the NES. Really simple machine. But this really brings back a lot of memories, man. For real, just so many memories. This thing, you would take the cartridge. Yeah, y'all remember this cartridge? Yeah, a little dusty there too. It's been a while since I played this thing. You take the cartridge. Yep, OG Mario Brothers Duck Hunt. Y'all remember doing this? You would blow out the dust from the cartridge, and this is how you would try and get it to work. You take it, slide it in there, and then press it down, and then hit the power button and pray that it turns on. If not, you repeat the process sometimes, so you'd have to slam it down in there just to get it to read, hit reset a bunch of times. But honestly, this was classic. This was like what we grew up with. Goodness gracious, I remember countless hours that my brother and I spent playing Mario, and this was before Mario had a voice. Yeah, you didn't hear any of this. It's me, Mario. Here we go. You know, you don't hear any of that. It was just a nice old school 2D side scroller. Most of the sounds were made with square waves, which, yeah, we won't get into that right now. The music soundtrack in these games had to actually be programmed, literally programmed by a computer programmer. I mean, it was pretty incredible stuff. Now, graphics-wise and audio-wise, I mean, it doesn't compare with many of today's games, but when it comes to playability, it really was something special, and it really brings back even tons of feelings of nostalgia just looking at this old dusty thing. Well, Nintendo recognized that. They decided to bring out the NES Classic Edition. And it's really actually going to be smaller than this thing. I mean, I'm thinking that the idea is, I mean, some people are calling it the NES Mini, but I think it's supposed to fit in the palm of your hand, which unfortunately means that this big old honking cartridge won't fit. But it comes pre-packaged with 30 games. You can go in and enjoy all these classic games. It's new for your family. The other thing that's really cool about it is that it has an HDMI output. So yeah, I mean, you notice this thing, it has it doesn't even have stereo audio output. It has mono output. And so you get the video and then the audio output. And then the back here, this is where your RF switch was. This was where your RF adapter was. I mean, seriously, guys. This is old school technology, but this is the new school. From the sound of things, I mean, it's already going to be digital because, of course, HDMI is a digital signal. And so you're going to have good quality. But, all right, this thing sounds great. And you add to that the $60 price point. Yeah. But there's a few things that make this not as attractive to me personally. One of those things is it doesn't play the classic cartridges. I mean, smaller, nice. It does look like the classic NES console. It really does. But I mean, it'd be nice to be able to throw in your old cartridges. I mean, there's some games that aren't on that list of 30 that would be really nice. Second thing, no expandability. There's no internet connection. No Wi-Fi, nothing. It's just that's it. There's no SD card or mini SD card slot to where you can upgrade the games, and so pretty much you're stuck with those 30 games. But I will say that it's better than the version that I saw for I think it was around $100 or $80 or something like that, anywhere from $80 to $100. Let's just say $80 to $100. It is the Sega Genesis Classic Edition from At Games. It's a Chinese company. Now, it has 80 games on there, including, pretty much all the Sonic the Hedgehog games. But let me just let you hear for yourself. That ain't Sonic. That's not Sonic. I mean, seriously, how could you ruin something like that? I mean, goodness gracious, computer ROMs got it right. You couldn't get... Seriously, I mean, Sega, why did you allow licensing for a subpar product? This thing is cheaply put together. Its construction is just absolutely shoddy. It is... I mean, and not even all 80 games are like classic Genesis games. They're like these cheap knockoff games that they probably put together, and they're like, they won't know the difference. Oh, we're gonna laugh all the way to the bank on this one. I'm not laughing. Let me steer you clear of the At Games one. And I know you're asking, well, Chris, you don't... I mean, you mentioned these problems with the Nintendo Classic, and you mentioned to not get this Sega Genesis one from At Games. Well, what should we get? Well, for me personally, the one that seems the most worth it is actually this one from Hyperkin. It's called the Retron 5. Now, granted, don't try to play with the wireless controller that it comes with. It's no bueno. Not good. But this thing plays not only Nintendo cartridges, it plays the original Japanese Famicom cartridges. It plays Super Nintendo, Super Famicom. Oh my goodness, it even plays Game Boy. I mean, it plays so many different types of game cartridges. Sega Genesis, the list goes on. And the best part of it is you can even use your classic controllers. If you ever wanted to play Sega Genesis with a Super Nintendo controller, there you go, buddy. Dream come true. This is for you. It's HDMI as well. And if the video is just too clean for you, it even has a setting where you can put scan lines. Yeah, they do that for you. I mean, the downside is this console is $199. Yeah, you have to pay a little bit, well, actually quite a bit more. But that's if you're going with the classic cartridge. I mean, if you're wanting to do, if you're wanting to go and collect cartridges, or you already have those classic cartridges from the different systems and whatnot, that is what makes it worth it to me. Now, if you're kind of a casual gamer and you're fine with the 30 games that come with the NES Classic Edition, then go ahead, spend the $60, have a great time. On top of that, this is coming from Nintendo. Nintendo cares about the quality and build of their products. So you're going to be sure to get a really good, long-lasting product. I mean, goodness, this Nintendo, it's lasted since the 80s. I mean, come on. Once again, do not get the Sega Genesis from AT Games or At Games, whatever. The cruddy game console making place. You'll be blowing your money. It's not good. Should you buy the NES Classic Edition? Once again, it depends on what you're looking for. If you are expecting to be able to expand the games library, no, you can't. However, it's a list of 30 games that are some pretty heavy hitters. I mean, if you want to go to the OG Link or Zelda games, there you go. You got it. You want to go back to the original Final Fantasy? There you go. They've got it. You liked the original 3 Super Mario Brothers? There you go. That console's for you. If you want to be able to expand, if you have cartridges, if you have other things that you would like to be able to play, like actual physical stuff, then the Retron 5 is going to be for you. Well, that's going to wrap things up for this episode of Geek, Dunn, Ryte. Hey, which of these consoles that I mentioned are you interested in buying? Has what I talked about swayed your decision at all? Do you agree or disagree with me? Please, let's have a discussion in the comment section down below. And please like, subscribe, share this video, bring the Geek Done Right love to your friends, family, and everybody else you know. And I'll catch you next time. Take it easy, y'all. Peace.